Today we will inform the general public about the effects of the drug ice.
Hello there. I'm Hadley Bitter, and today we'll be discussing the effects of methamphetamine. Ice. Ice has various damaging effects on the human body, some of which we will explore today. Ice is a strong stimulant, a highly purified form of methamphetamine that can be and usually is smoked. It causes a person to be energetic, artificially confident, and neurotic. The high from ice can last a short time, like half an hour, or as long as a full day. This is what ice has done to a woman over 10 years. Ice has done to a woman over 10 years. Shocking, isn't it? What makes meth so addictive, you ask? Well, meth releases a surge of dopamine, causing an intense rush of pleasure and prolonged sense of euphoria. Over time, meth destroys dopamine receptors, making it impossible to feel pleasure. Although these pleasure centers can heal over time, research suggests that damage to users' cognitive abilities may be permanent. Chronic abuse can lead to psychotic behavior, including paranoia, insomnia, anxiety, extreme aggression, delusions, and hallucinations, and in extreme cases, even death.
When you first take meth, you experience something called the rush. During the rush, the abuser's heartbeat races and blood pressure and pulse soar. The rush can last for 30 minutes. The second stage in meth abuse is the high. During the high, the abuser often feels aggressively smarter and becomes argumentative, often interrupting other people and finishing their sentences. The delusional effects can result in a user being intensely focused on an insignificant item, such as repeatedly cleaning the same window for several hours. This can last 4 to 16 hours. The third stage in meth abuse is the binge. During the binge, the abuser becomes hyperactive both mentally and physically. The fourth stage in meth abuse is tweaking. This is the most dangerous stage in meth abuse, a condition reached at the end of the drug binge when methamphetamine is no longer providing a rush or a high. Unable to relieve the horrible feelings of emptiness and craving, an abuser loses his sense of identity. Intense itching is common, and a user can become convinced that bugs are crawling under his skin. Unable to sleep for days at a time, the abuser is often in a completely psychotic state, and he exists in his own world, seeing and hearing things that no one else can perceive. The fifth stage in meth abuse is the crash. The crash happens when the body shuts down. Unable to cope with the drug effects overwhelming it, this results in long periods of sleep for the person. The crash can last 1 to 3 days. The sixth stage in meth abuse is the meth hangover. After the crash, the abuser returns in a deteriorated state, starved, dehydrated, and utterly exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally. This stage lasts from 2 to 14 days. The only option that seems appealing to the abuser is to take more meth. The last stage in meth abuse is the withdrawal. Often 30 to 90 days can pass after the last drug use before the abuser realizes that he is in withdrawal. First, he becomes depressed, loses his energy and the ability to experience pleasure. Then the craving for more methamphetamine hits, and the abuser often becomes suicidal. What is the government doing as a response to meth? The Commonwealth Government, states, territories, non-government organisations and communities manage many initiatives and services to help reduce the impact of meth. These initiatives include work on education, health and law enforcement. The National ICE Action Strategy will improve cooperation and coordination between these efforts to amplify their outcomes. We suggest that shooting galleries and psychologists be available to meth users as a further initiative to help them.
When you first take meth, you experience some... Get fucked, man. When you first take meth, you experience something called the rush. During the rush, the abuser's heartbeat... Shut the fuck up! I'm actually done with it.
Cut out.
That's just up, you're dropped. Oh, I'm dropped off.
Today we'll inform the... Fuck.